What is this? Well, it is the Griffin MeshUps, and I'll tell you, I had never heard or seen this case before. I walked into my local Walmart and saw it hanging on the shelf for $14.95, which was surprising because, quite frankly, I was thinking this would have been more along the lines of $20. But $14.95, that's a good price, but is it a good case? Well, here's the packaging that it comes in. You see it right there. All you get is the case with this, and this is a polycarbonate shell. Again, when I saw it at the store, this was the only color they had, and it really caught my eye. It is a royal purple with black, and on these edges it's a TPU, a very soft TPU that is flexible here and down here. Now let's go ahead and put the iPhone 5 into this case. I'll show you the inside is smooth here. Start with the buttons first, so work these ends, and then you're simply going to snap it directly into place. Now I do have a screen shield on. I've got the Poetic clear screen shield on this case right now, and there is no issue with it. There's no bubbling or anything like that. The case does provide a lay on the table design, so it comes up around the edges that if you put this face down, it is not going anywhere. The screen as well is not touching the surface. When I say it's not going anywhere, it kind of grips, so you get that grippiness, and it also protects the screen since the case touches, not the screen. Let's look down below, and you can see how that lines up all of your pinholes for your speaker as well as the mic is exposed. You can see your lightning port, your headphone jack. This area here, it doesn't droop down. You can pull it down a little bit, but it doesn't droop down, and it's not too bad. Along the side here, you can see what this looks like, and it gives you a good level of grip, and it really doesn't weigh a whole heck of a lot. It is going to add a little bit of bulk, so it feels a little bit more bulky than just a naked iPhone 5. You can see your buttons are covered up here, but they aren't really raised up all that much. So I would have liked to have seen these buttons raised up a little bit more than they are. It's pretty flat. The mute switch here is fine. You can get to it just fine. It's not a problem. Same thing with up on top. Your button is covered, but it's not really raised up all that much. So I would have liked to have seen that raised up a little bit more. All enclosed on this side, and as we take a look at the back and up close, you can see what this looks like. So I really like the design. I don't like the fact that they made that camera cutout so large. I don't think it needs to be that large, and it's probably the only case for the iPhone 5 that I've tried so far that has such a large cutout. So it kind of looks funny in that regard. Would have liked to have seen that a little bit smaller. And obviously there is no flashback or whiteout of your photos with this case. The buttons are very responsive. They're very clicky. They're very responsive. But again, it's one of those things where I would have liked to have felt them a little bit more being raised up, because you kind of have to feel for where they're at. But it's a nice case, and for the price of $14.95, I think it's a really good deal. I would say that as well. It is called the Griffin MeshUps, and at this time, I have only seen it in this color. I'm going to give this case a 4 out of 5. Again, it provides a great level of protection. It's very lightweight. It's going to add a little bit of bulk. I would have liked to have seen these buttons raised up a little bit and the camera cut out a little bit smaller. But you know what? For $14.95 from a well-known name brand like Griffin, you really can't go wrong at that price. That's going to do it for this time. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, feel free to let me know down below or hit me up on Twitter at Metagamers. Otherwise, we'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.